Hi everybody, my name is Adam Roof, Burlington City Councillor representing Ward 8. I'm here with a very special group of people today from a sister city in Yaroslavl, Russia. We're here to talk to you all about the Sister City program, some of the work that we've done over the years together, and the delegation that's with us this week. I'm going to ask in a moment for everyone to introduce themselves, but first I wanted to share just a quick few thoughts about my time in Yaroslavl, Russia that I was able to experience earlier on this year. We traveled there in late September, early October, and I had a lot of expectations, many of which were, I found, to be incorrect. The people in Yaroslavl and throughout Russia, as I learned, were incredibly kind, gracious, and giving with their time and their thoughts. Their culture is magnificent, and their architecture is beautiful, and I've made some very close friends which I'll have for the rest of my life, some of which are around this table. So to kick this off, I'd like to move from my right for each of my fellow colleagues here to introduce themselves. Irina?
My name is Ravina Novikova, and I'm the chairperson of the board of directors of Russian-American Friendship Society, Yaroslavl, Burlington. Greetings, by the way, greetings from Yaroslavl, from the Volga River. I was lucky to be here first time in my life long ago. In 1995, I came to Burlington on a trip internship program. It was an internship program, and I was lucky to meet many interesting people and visit interesting places and interesting businesses. And so that was my first time here. But since then, I was lucky to be appointed as a chairperson of the board of directors of our wonderful Friendship Society. And of course, Friendship Society existed for many years, since 1988. And we are proud of the fact that it was initiated by the mayor of the city of Burlington of those days, Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders initiated our Friendship Society, and since then a lot of different exchanges, different programs took place in both cities. Nowadays, we try to encourage more and more people to be involved into these projects and programs. And this is, as we named it, Russian-American Festival, Bridge Across the Ocean. That the mission of this festival to invite and to involve more and more people on both sides. And what we do do different projects in Yaroslavl, and we hope that we'll continue to do them in Burlington as well. So I invite everyone to visit Yaroslavl in October. It's the beginning of October, where we have these days of American culture. And it includes Blues Festival, photo exhibition. It is named as Photo Bridge, Russia with the Eyes of Americans, and the United States and Burlington, Vermont with the eyes of Russians. And we have international educational conferences as well. And so everyone can find his place there and meet new friends. And this time, April time, I think this is time of the days of Yaroslavl in Burlington. And we are here on this purpose.
Thank you. Alex?
So, hi everyone, my name's Alex Bunton. I'm the president of the Burlington Yaroslavl Sister City program. I've been involved since early 2016, and we've spent pretty much most of that time helping to organize this very trip that we're having now. I think this is the largest amount of visitors we've had from Yaroslavl since the locomotive hockey team came in the early 1990s to give UVM a little trouncing, I believe it was.
That's the case.
And so we're very excited to have everyone here, both the officials who I'm sitting with, as well as the theater troupe who is currently rehearsing at Burlington High School for a performance they're putting on tomorrow at 7:30, and I highly encourage all of you to come. It's going to be a production of Chekhov's Cherry Orchard. put on by the Atmosphere Theater Troupe from Yaroslavl. It will be in Russian and with Russian subtitles, so anyone who is a Russian connoisseur of any sorts or speaks the language, I would love to see you there. It's free and open to the public. They will also have another performance in Middlebury the day after on April 21st. It's a bit more of an intimate reading that they'll have a couple scenes, and they will do that at 6 o'clock in Middlebury on Friday if you're not free tomorrow. A little background about myself and how I got involved in this. Some people kind of hear that there's a sister city in Burlington in Russia, and they think, why Russia? Or why Yaroslavl? And as Irina said, Mr. Sanders, then Mayor Sanders, started the relationship back in 1988, and has continued really vibrantly ever since, with exchanges of architects, of journalists, doctors, librarians. We've had a large variety of people going back and forth. We've also had exchanges between Yaroslavl State University and the University of Vermont. We also do video conferences, which is very good for kind of getting a more immediate connection. And so basically our organization meets every month to help plan these. We have a small board of directors, and we participate in exchanges every year. As Adam said, he came with us last October to start the beginning of this exchange, and then this is the other side of it. And then at a point in the future, we will decide to organize another exchange of some sort, and we're currently brainstorming on ideas of what we might cooperate on, anything from food to breweries to maple syrup, or something we can find in common, because that is our mission as the Sister Cities program, is to build bridges between our two cities, our two cultures, and find commonalities between us. And so I think that's about it for me. I mean, that's the other, so stepping back another step, how I got involved in Russia. I lived there for quite a long time and arrived in Moscow in 2008 without knowing any Russian at all, besides I think da and niet, and learned.
That's yes and no.
That's yes and thank you, Adam. Yeah. And I also had some very mixed impressions or mixed expectations, and found the people very warm and just the culture enlivening, and also the language very beautiful. I thought it'd be very Germanic when I first arrived, and I found it's much more melodic and very beautiful language, and that started my own interest in Russia and Russian culture, and I ended up living in Russia for about 5 years in total. And so upon returning to Vermont, I decided to keep that connection going with these people and be involved in the Sister City program. So I invite all of you to get in touch if you'd like to be involved, and we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you, Alex.
And
Please.
1 minute, when you were speaking about the performance that will take place on Thursday night, the performance will be in Russian language with English subtitles.
Thank you,
so
yes.
that for people
That's
not
important.
to be afraid that they won't understand anything, there will be English subtitles.
The subtitles are very helpful for someone like myself who knew no Russian going into my experience, and it was the performance was really magical, and of course it did help having the subtitles. We're privileged to have a vice mayor from Yaroslavl visiting with us in this delegation. Ivan, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. Yes, I am Ivan Lileev. I'm a vice mayor of Yaroslavl city. This is my first time in Burlington, and I'm really surprised. This is a very nice city, and we already have walked around, took some places, visit university, and it was really great experience for us, and I hope our international relationship will be grows up faster. And also I'm invite everybody to Yaroslavl, great and beautiful 1,000-year city on the Volga River. Welcome.
Thank you very much, and of course, again, welcome to Burlington. Moving on to our final panelists today. Daina, please introduce yourself.
Hello everybody. My name is Daina Rashchepkina. I work for the Yaroslavl City Hall in the International Relations Division. And I am really happy to be here in Burlington to meet again people whom I seen in Yaroslavl. And I would like to thank the Burlington Yaroslavl Sister City program for organizing such great exchange. Thank you.
Wonderful. We have a little bit of time here today, and what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about the similarities and the differences between Burlington and Yaroslavl. One thing that I noticed to be a great similarity, which was very apparent as almost right upon arrival on our first evening, was this beautiful outside brick marketplace in Yaroslavl that looked and felt so much like our beloved Church Street. I'd love to hear from anyone on the panel that have been here before, that are new to Burlington. What are some similarities that you've noticed between your home city of Yaroslavl and our home here?
Well, the weather.
What's that?
The weather is
First of all, the weather.
The weather,
Our
of course.
climate, of course, the climate is almost the same. Then the location, beautiful Lake Champlain, and we are located on the well-known famous river, the Volga Russian River. And so one thing. Then Church Street, as you said, Church Street, and we have Kirova Street that also goes and then ends to the church. In the church, Elisha the prophet. A lot of churches, of course, we have a lot of churches in Yaroslavl. People, I think, people are very friendly, as you mentioned, in Yaroslavl, as you noticed. So I think there is something special about people in Yaroslavl. They are open and very friendly, the same as people here. So those whom I met many years ago, they are still in my life. And this is something is happening when you come to this movement between our big countries, then when you come closer, that you come to understanding of the culture and of people, then you can't stop getting something new and new. You are opening these new horizons and enjoy of this relationship more and more.
Yes, yes. Any thoughts from you, Daina or Ivan, about some similarities between Yaroslavl and Burlington?
Well, Yaroslavl has much more population than here. It's around 600,000 people. But still we have some similarities with Burlington, and maybe one of them is that we also have a big universities in Yaroslavl, and around, like, we have 5 higher education facilities. And also yesterday we've been to University of Vermont, and we liked it very much, the campus, the location, and the people.
Yeah, the large body of water is also a very similar thing. That the Volga River is huge, and it's a phenomenal piece of landscape that you see that just travels for miles and miles, and similar to Lake Champlain.
I was surprised, and I enjoyed so much the drive from Moscow to Yaroslavl. The landscape felt a lot like, I remember I mentioned this to you when we were driving that long ride, Alex. It felt like the farmlands of Vermont. It looks and feels and smells so similar. And of course, the University of Vermont and other institutions of higher education here are a staple of Burlington, just as they are in Yaroslavl. We had a chance to visit Yaroslavl State University and meet with some of the students who were tremendously engaged, very astute and smart individuals. One other aspect of our culture that I see similar, and Ivan, I think you might have some thoughts on this, are the athletics here in Burlington. Namely hockey. Alex mentioned earlier that at one point in the past, this relationship sent the Yaroslavl Locomotive hockey team to Burlington, and they did. Then
the Torpedoes.
That's right. Then the Torpedoes, of course. Right. Thank you. And did in fact better our Catamounts. But please talk a little bit about the sports culture in Yaroslavl.
Yaroslavl also the sports city.
Yes.
We have a lot hockey played in the city, and I can say that Yaroslavl is a real hockey city because everybody in Yaroslavl always visiting all the matches of Lokomotiv hockey team. It's really popular in Yaroslavl, and it's all boys in the school and in the universities trying to be a hockey player, and they really spend all time on the hockey plates.
Did I hear you also played hockey?
Yeah, I also played hockey in Lokomotiv, and it was 7 years ago.
Wow.
It was really great for me.
And we have a new hockey palace, yes, that was built by the millennium, by the 1000th anniversary of Yaroslavl Arena. How many places are there? I don't know exactly.
I think about 15 maybe.
Сколько мест в
Ah,
арене?
how many places? About
How many seats? Yes.
9,000.
9,000.
Oh, right.
9,000. And when there is playoff game, for instance, this
There was no
season,
seats.
no vacant places, no. Everything was sold.
Yeah, the Hockey Palace, or the arena, as we would call it, is a beautiful facility. I grew up playing hockey and traveling all over the country playing hockey in different arenas, and when I was in Yaroslavl, I had the good luck of getting a ticket to a Yaroslavl Lokomotiv game, which was it was fantastic hockey. The athleticism was world class, of course, and the facility truly was beautiful.
Oh, yes.
I'd love to hear, Alex, from you a little bit more, just so that folks at home can be aware. What else do we have planned for our 21-person Russian delegation between now and the end of their stay here?
So yeah, it's been almost 2 years in the making, this visit. I think we tried to do it last year, but it didn't work out for some reason, and so it's been just kind of slowly moving forward, and the amount of planning we've put into it has been a lot, and I do have to mention all of our sponsors in a minute, but I'll get to that in a moment. But so later today we're going to be meeting with the mayor, Mayor Weinberger, as well as John Tracy, correct?
Yes.
Senator Leahy's state director and some other city council members talk a little bit about policy and what might be some commonalities there, which would be an interesting way for both the official delegation to, or the official side of things to discuss things on a higher level than our small nonprofit, the kind of cultural side of things. And then tomorrow we're taking tomorrow is Thursday, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The day of performance.
Day before Friday, yes. Tomorrow will be the performance, of course, and before that we'll be doing a tour of the library, as well as heading down to Echo to try to show our visiting delegation what other than Champ exists out in Lake Champlain there. And then Friday we're going to be heading down to Middlebury for a full day's tour around there, as well as meeting some university officials, and then giving the reading in the evening. The weekend is a little bit more free with the 16-person delegate, the 16-person theater troupe, where we're going to kind of see what people want to do, and that's the beautiful part about this program, is we can kind of make it how people want it to be. And so we're excited to show them different parts of the state and possibly go for a hike, or depending on the weather, try to take in some theater.
Absolutely, yeah. And if there's anyone out there that is interested in coming to the show, as Alex had mentioned, we have a show of Chekhov's Cherry Orchard planned for tomorrow and Friday in Burlington and Middlebury, respectively. If you can't make that and you'd still like to interact with some of the members of the delegation, please reach out to either myself or Alex. Our information is on the website, and we'd love to find some more ways of interacting our visitors with members of our community. So with a few minutes left, I'd love to hear a little bit more from our friends from Yaroslavl about some of your perceptions of of what Burlington would be. I know that last night, Ivan, you and I had talked, and you had said, "Wow, I thought Burlington might have been a little boring." and of course, we had a beautiful dinner on Church Street and walked Church Street and showed a little more. What's some other perceptions of Burlington that may have been confirmed or might have been a little bit different now that you've been here for a few days? Any of you?
Let me talk in Russia.
Yes,
Right,
please. Yeah.
Ну, действительно, мы вчера у нас был хороший ужин на Чёрч-стрит. Это было вкусно и очень полезно, потому что мы очень много всего интересного обсудили, и это было действительно интересно.
Yesterday we had a very nice dinner in Church Street with Adam and Alex and some other representatives of Burlington, and it was really nice because we've discussed a lot of things.
Удивило то, что в будни в городе очень немного народу, видимо, все работают активно и передвигаются от работы до дома.
And I was amazed that on weekdays there are not very many people in the streets because maybe everyone is at work and moving from house to
Как ты сказал, Алекс, ближе к выходным Чёрч-стрит будет забита людьми и негде будет яблоко упасть.
Yeah, but as Alex said, that on weekends the Church Street would be full with people and no vacant places in any cafes.
Это говорит о том, что люди в Берлингтоне также как любят работать, так любят и отдыхать, и наоборот.
And that means that people in Burlington like to work hard and like to have rest.
И, безусловно, главное, что мы отметили, что люди в Берлингтоне очень приветливые, общительные и дружелюбные.
And the most important thing is that people we've met in Burlington are very friendly and are very open for communication.
Берлингтон очень такой домашний и уютный город, и он очень похож на центр Ярославля, который у нас находится под защитой ЮНЕСКО. У нас в основном невысокие здания и небольшие улочки.
And well, the center of Yaroslavl, my impression is that it is a very cozy in the center of in Burlington. Yeah, in Yaroslavl also we have not very high buildings, so the centers look alike.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, I remember it was amazing the similarities between Yaroslavl Center. Of course, the metropolis, much more of a metropolis than Burlington is at 600,000, but the city center were remarkably similar in both architecture and sort of community feel. I think that we would not want to move on without mentioning some of our sponsors.
Indeed.
Talking about community, we at the city. We have many sister cities, and we fund our sister cities with only, I think, $2,000 annually, which of course we know is not enough to host our friends from all over the world. And so it does take a community effort to host this many folks. And Alex, would you like to share some thoughts on some of the folks that helped this all come together?
Yeah, we couldn't start this list without mentioning the Hotel Vermont and the Courtyard by Marriott, who were very generous in sponsoring the housing for the delegation to make logistics of moving them around to these different wonderful institutions in town far easier. As well as the UVM has to be mentioned for helping with a tour yesterday, Middlebury for organizing a full day, and Oliver Carling, one of our board members. The Farmhouse Group, who in coordination with Church Street Marketplace and Be Good are providing a few meals. We've also got some support from Manhattan Pizza and my good friend Matt Small. We're also thinking about Green Cab VT, who's helped with some transportation of the officials and the theater troupe. And it's taken a village to bring this delegation here, so we just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has supported this initiative.
Yes, definitely, and from the city, a special thanks to Ron Redmond and the Church Street Marketplace, and also to my colleagues, fellow City Councillor Dave Hartnett, providing lunches to our theater troupe while they are hard at work rehearsing. So with that,
as well as Rira,
of course,
who we enjoyed their most wonderful food last night.
it was a special experience for me to have traveled to Yaroslavl and to experience so much different food. And there were some things that I loved, and there were some things that I didn't quite enjoy as much. But last night we had I was able to sit around a couple of people who had the barbecue, the Guinness barbecue burger at Rira's, which is one of my favorite. And they were raving about the Guinness barbecue. So that
I
was,
had it.
You had it too. Oh, yeah. Well, you like Guinness too.
It was really great. Yeah.
So we had some happy customers on our first dinner, and I suspect that we'll have some more great meals here in Burlington.
Yeah.
So I think with that we should move towards a close. I'll just leave some parting thoughts, and then maybe allow anyone else to share a few parting thoughts as well. A special thank you to you, Irina, to help with planning with Alex. I've been looking forward ever since I left for you and the entire group to come and spend time in the city that I love so much. Another special thank you to you, Vice Mayor. We've only got to know each other over the last day or so, but I can tell that we have a lot of similarities in common. I look forward to spending time with you over the next few days and learning more about the challenges and opportunities that you have as a leader in Yaroslavl.
And then we were waiting for you on the 1007 birthday celebrating Yaroslavl city.
Yes, so I look forward to my return to Yaroslavl very much so. Anyone else want to close up?
I'd have to continue that thank you with a deep appreciation to Daina for the probably thousands of emails we've exchanged over the past year, and really all of your help in organizing this has been really fantastic.
Well, I hope we will continue our work together.
I think we will.
And I would like to invite everyone to our beautiful city, and also I would like to invite to special Russian language program.
Yes.
Because, you know, while traveling, while we are here, English language is very useful for us because it's different world and the means of communication are so very important. When you travel to Yaroslavl, we'll arrange everything to the very good level for you, and you will be immersing into Russian culture, into Russian language, and at least you will know how to say «Привет! Как дела? Отлично! Спасибо! Пока!»
Spasiba indeed. Thank you so much for the time, and thank you for Channel 17 for having us in this afternoon. Thank you, and have a good evening.